Hello, everyone. Welcome to Popcast on the Rocks, episode 108. We're a show that talks about pop culture things, and sometimes there's whiskey. My name is John. I'm joined as always by Andrea. How's it going?
Good, good. Happy to be here on a Monday night, switching it up. Start of the week.
Monday Fun Day.
Monday fun day. All right, I like it.
hmm
You're kind of like cruising it over, co-opting from Sunday fun day.
Oh,
Monday
is
fun
that what
day.
it's really supposed to be? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all just kind of we're
shows
still
John's
kind
like Sunday fun day culture knowledge.
of. Yeah, sun and mun. I suppose if I said it a little differently, yeah. But
Yeah.
but yeah.
Sunday fun day, Monday fun day. Why not?
Mhm.
2
We'll make
days. Keep it
it. Yeah.
rolling.
Mhm. Absolutely. Well, we're back. It's been a little bit.
Mhm.
Got a lot of news to cover, to catch back up on. We're gonna be talking about the original Top Gun, a little bit of a throwback,
I
a
love it.
rewind. If weren't we gonna start a thing like that? We're gonna start
That's
some sort of
right. Look at we
rewind
planned
thing.
this. We did this on
Yeah.
purpose,
Yep.
obviously.
New graphic ready and everything. Yeah. Right. So, all right. Well, we'll talk about our weeks and all that. But before we get there, we've got some drink holidays, huh?
Oh my gosh, we have a slew of drink holidays. It's been happening at the end of May, early June here. If we're gonna do a true rewind, get back into last month, since our last show on the 26th, it was National Chardonnay Day. And then on the 30th, it was National Mint Julep Day, which I think is kind of funny, being like it's a solid fixed day rather than just like whenever Derby Day is.
Hmm.
Like,
Right.
kind of keep it moving with, the event it's tied to. But sure, if you want National Mint Julep Day, the Redux, that was on May 30th. Then in the beginning of June here, on the 3rd, we had World Cider Day. On the 4th, it was both National Bubbly Day. So break out the bubbles for that. Or if you're more of a smooth alcohol drinker, it was National Cognac Day, which I am celebrating. Thought I'd have a fun
All
time
right.
switching it up a little bit. Whiskey related, but just a little different.
Mm-hmm.
And then yesterday on the 5th, it was National Moonshine Day.
Okay.
So
Cool.
we have quite the range of drinks. I feel like, kind of there's something for everybody, maybe somewhere in there. So, whatever kind of drinker you may be, cheers to what you like.
Yeah. Cheers. Um. Let's see. So cognac. What kind of cognac you got? Um.
It's a
I've not
French
had much.
cognac. I do
Well,
not
the only
know.
kind.
I do not know. It actually came in a little unmarked bottle that Chris
Mm,
picked up the last time he was traveling abroad for his
okay.
history programs. So I don't know.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. I haven't had much for cognac, I have to say. Um, I kind of went adjacent to that in a
Sure.
way. I don't have any cognac, but I do have a plum whiskey, which
Ooh.
cognac is like a brandy, and a
Yeah.
brandy is a fruit kind of liquor. So
Mhm.
we're going with Japanese plum whiskey.
Nice. How is that?
It's good. It's a go-to for if you just like easy drinking, quite sweet. You don't want to have a ton of it because no need for mixers or a special cocktail.
Sure.
So yeah, I was
Yeah,
intending
we're both going
to
straight
celebrate
tonight.
this. Yeah, I was intending to celebrate the cider day, and
Mhm.
I ran out of time slash forgot to make time to get some. So
Same here, actually.
it just when you put that in there initially, I'm like, cider sounds good.
Right?
summer is coming, it's warming up. That would
Right?
be really nice right now,
Very
and,
yeah. Crisp and refreshing, yes.
mhm. We should go to, Sociable, it's been a while, that's, Sociable Cider Works.
Yes. I would love to.
It's
That
always
sounds
nice out
great.
there. So anyways, yes, drinks, pour a drink, celebrate holiday with us. Um, but your last week and a half, it's been
Yeah.
busy, right?
It has been very
What's been
busy.
happening?
Yes. So I alluded to I've been on some travels. I went down to see my family in Austin, Texas, which was very fun. It's a nice break from work, everyday life
Yeah.
chores, things you have to take care of. I got to. I'm sad. I have the perfect shirt for tonight that I should be wearing, and I'm
Oh,
not. Um, because it is currently in my laundry from said trip. But it's a wingman shirt and it's
wow.
modeled after Top Gun because my uncle just owned or just opened up a wing franchise of the original OG Anchor Bar down in
Oh, okay.
Texas. And
Cool.
I got to try it on my trip. It was amazing. Can definitely tell the difference. Sorry, B dubs, between these wings and the wings you get at Buffalo
I
Wild
have a
Wings.
good friend that works there. How dare you? I'm
How
insulted
dare
for
it?
him.
Yeah, right. Because he makes and owns and
Mhm. Yeah.
is very
Mhm.
proprietary of the wings.
Yeah.
Yes. No, these were amazing. They were so good. Um,
Cool.
so yeah, so I got oh my god, I'm so sad I'm not wearing the shirt right now. But like I said, it's in my
Put it
laundry.
on
I'll have
dirty. We
yeah,
we wouldn't have
yeah.
known.
Well,
Yeah.
we could have paused the show and I could have run down and gotten it. Technical
Mhm.
difficulties.
Yeah.
Um, another time, perhaps when we discuss Maverick, I'll be wearing
Yeah.
my wingman shirt. I'll make a
Perfect.
note.
Cool.
Um, but so like down in Austin, there were some days where we were doing things, some days we were just hanging out, and my family was just kind of putting random stuff on the TV. So that's how I ended up watching The Lost City, which was a good
Okay.
time. It was a very good, like, family friendly adventure flick. Something we could all kind of agree on. Everybody's tastes were kind of okay with watching The Lost City.
Sure.
We attempted to start watching Free Guy, and half of my family was very for it, and half of my family was like weirdly resistant to starting it. Um,
Huh.
I think there was, like, a push from, like, my mom because she had just they just tricked her into watching Deadpool, and she is not a fan of
Ah,
gore. So she was kind of terrified, I think, to start another
it's a
movie with
different
Ryan
Ryan
Reynolds.
Reynolds movie.
I
Yeah, it's a
know,
little
we
different.
could not convince her that this was not gonna be Deadpool.
He's gonna pull his penis out at some point. It's gonna happen,
Just
something weird.
he's gonna cut off his own hand in a
Yeah.
handcuff and oh god. So yeah, so she was a bit traumatized, so she didn't want to start that, which I was very disappointed because I've been wanting to watch Free Guy. Um, she was okay, however, keeping in the action genre. So we tried to start a movie called The Bank Job, which is like I think a late '90s, early 2000s, starring Jason Statham. It is some random movie I've never heard of before, and it's like as the title would indicate, it's a bank heist
Yeah.
central flick. It's awful. It's so bad. I
Wow,
mean,
it reviews well on IMDb.
it must get better towards the end because the beginning was slow. I mean, it
Hmm,
starts off with a bang. My mom was, poor thing, embarrassed to death because she recommended this movie, and it started off with like a very like R-rated sex scene that was actually weirdly central to the plot later.
okay.
But my mom was just dying after protesting that, I don't want anything like Deadpool and all the nasty,
Oh,
sexy yeah, and then all of a
that
sudden this movie
it's
starts off
perfect.
with like a
That's
group
perfect.
orgy and she's just dying. So we teased her mercilessly for that.
That's
And
great.
then we got into like the meat of the movie. And like I said, it was a lot of exposition, a lot of setup. So it kind of got really slow. So we ended up
Hmm,
talking during it and found out that my aunt had never seen Taken. So
okay.
we ended up switching over to Taken, and she just like had an absolute ball watching that for the first time.
I feel like I would have really struggled at this event. I would have checked out. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, we can't watch Free Guy. We're gonna
I
watch this one,
know.
and then we're gonna jump to another one. I'm like, I'm
I
done.
know. I
I'm
know.
done.
If
Where's my
Taken
Nintendo
wasn't so
Switch?
good, I would have just been like, "I'm going to bed, like, bye, y'all,"
Hmm.
but it was really fun watching my aunt have fun watching Taken for the first time and, like, go through Liam Neeson's, like, iconic, you know,
Right. Hmm.
his
Modern
whole
day
speech.
reinvention.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, that ended up being really fun, but yes, it was very hard because I was very team Free Guy, then we got into the bank job, and it was just, like, a mess, and then we got into Taken, so
The Bank Job, 2008,
2008, okay.
nominated for
2000s.
Best International Film at the
Really?
Saturn Award, and
Okay.
a nomination nominated for Best Motion Picture Screenplay.
Wow. For what?
So, also, oh, the Edgar Allan Poe Awards.
Oh, okay, alright, I was like, I mean, I feel like I would have heard if there was, like, an Oscar nomination
Sure.
here.
I
Or
remember when
something
it
s or
came
a
out, but
BAFTA or, like, a something
mhm.
similar. Because I think this is English-based, like, England
Yeah,
English-based
right. I think
film.
so
Yeah,
too.
okay.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it must get better, or maybe I was just very distracted or disappointed at having, Free Guy been foiled, but
Mhm.
yeah, it was a funny night, so I kind of ended up watching, like, a grab bag of stuff while I was on vacation. Speaking of grab bags of things, I also watched, on Alan's recommendation, the first episode of Auntie Donna's House of Fun, which is on Netflix. It's a great sketch show, very funny. Took me a minute to kinda get in the, like, sketch show mindset.
Sure.
I feel like you have
Mhm.
to be kind of, like, in the right place. But
It's
once
not
I
as
once I
common
got
anymore either, so it's, like,
Right,
kinda weird.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, you just kinda have to be in the right space to, like, go with the switches and flows and kind of the off the wall humor, but once I was in there, it was really fun, so I'm excited to keep watching that. Excited Netflix is kinda, like, taking a chance on some more off the wall, like, different kinds of shows,
Okay.
quality shows, but, not something that, like, everybody might have heard of.
Yeah.
Um Also, keeping with our off the wall theme, I started the first 2 episodes since I couldn't watch The Boys yet. I'm holding out for the end of the school year, waiting for Chris. Gonna stand strong, stand by my man. Gonna wait for him because I love him. But I ended up watching the first 2 episodes of the Boys Diabolical series, which is the, cartoon
Animated?
shorts, the
Okay.
animated shorts. Yep.
Mm.
Those are very fun. They're definitely keeping within the boys' kind of very humorous gore brand. Um,
Okay. Mhm.
so yeah, I enjoyed the first 2 of those. And
How many
then,
are there?
I
Is there
think
a
there are 8,
Okay.
8 or 10. I can't remember how many.
Okay. Never I didn't really pay any attention to that.
Yeah, I kinda didn't either, and then I was just really, having my family kept cycling through, like, all the different, platforms that we had at the house that we were renting, trying to
Mhm.
find something, so we kept cycling through Amazon Prime, and The Boys kept popping up, and it was just really kind of lodging in my brain and just, getting a little,
Oh,
like, sore spot dig in there that I was
mhm.
like, "I can't watch The Boys yet." So I decided
At
to watch Diabolical
at
Diabolical.
at least you guys did pick things to watch. You did end up doing it. It wasn't the complete, like, catatonic, "There's so many choices, and what do we do?" And we just spend forever browsing and never select anything. So at least,
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it got close several times, there was like "I don't wanna choose, you choose," and then, like, somebody would
Mhm.
sort of start choosing and then be like, "Oh, I don't know, what about that one?" It's like, "Oh my god." I would,
Yep.
like, throw in some, like, random recommendations. I mean, at one point, they were like, "Okay, we're all very solidly in the, action genre, and we liked The Lost City." So I was like, "Well, Uncharted is kinda
Mm.
similar, like, why don't we throw it?" No, we didn't wanna watch that one. And again, somehow we started the bank job. I'm never gonna get over, like, my mom was just so
Yeah.
anti.
It's just pick a nice movie with a nice man like
Yes.
Jason Statham.
It's like,
He's
"Oh, I
always in
like him."
peaceful movies. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, he's so proper, like English proper
Yeah, this is
man.
right. Mhm.
So,
Great.
yeah, so I like I said, I kinda had a whole range of watching activities, this week, and then capped it off with something traditional and classic, Top Gun, OG.
Alright.
'Cause Chris and I are definitely planning on going to Maverick, but, wanted to definitely rewatch to kind of get in the mindset, get in the mood, get in the storyline,
Get in the
so
danger zone.
get in the danger zone, the highway to the danger zone.
Mhm, mhm.
So, very fun. And then we capped it off with, another activity, Pokemon GO Fest. That was this weekend, the 4th and the 5th. 2
Nice.
days of playing Pokemon nonstop, 10 to 6, like it's our day job.
Oh, man. You
Yep,
know, I do
it's commitment.
miss I've said it before, I miss Pokemon Go, but at the same time, I feel more free.
Yeah,
Like, I did become slave to the Pokemon Go.
yeah,
Um, and, like, like, everywhere you went, at all times, not in your
had to
house,
check.
and even if you were in your house, it's like, oh, so it's just like I I already complain about not having about attention being divided and how not all that long ago you'd sit and watch a show and that's just what you did then. You sat and watched the show or whatever. And now is always the multitasking. And
Mhm,
so it was already that and layer on top of that then Pokemon. So like I as much as I do miss it, I am also relieved.
for
So
sure, for
I'm
sure.
but I'm
I
glad you
get
guys are
that.
having fun.
Yeah, it's still a social activity, for the
Mhm.
most part, and, um, it did get me through some very late, bored nights when I was up with Evie when she was first born, so kind of
Sure,
feel
yeah.
like connection to it now, so
Yeah.
but it
Nice.
was fun, it was a good time. I mean, it was funny that, we were walking all over Stillwater. It wasn't as populated as it has been in other Go Fest weekends, even though Stillwater is a very populous spot. Um, and people, were kind of like wondering what we were doing. And then we'd say, like, oh, it's Pokemon Go weekend. And some people were like, oh, yeah, I remember that. And some people were like, what are you talking about? So kind of, kind of
Well,
a
let me
grab bag of
tell you.
reactions. Let me
Yeah,
tell you about this.
you bring a chart and,
Yep.
like,
Let me show you my
pamphlets to hand out.
phone. Yep.
Mhm, mhm.
So it was very fun.
Cool. Well, I did not play Pokemon as I mentioned. I haven't been playing really any games much. I haven't at the time, and then I've been when I do, just been focusing on other things, more reading and stuff like that. So, yeah, I haven't had the game time recently.
Nice.
Though I've considered getting back into a couple things, we'll see. Um, I wanted to bring up for sure because I've read a lot of comics this week. It's so easy and quick to digest and stuff.
Hmm.
So, trying different various series. Hell is Other People. That's a manhwa on
Yeah.
Webtoons. That's really good. I was a little opposed to it at first because I wasn't a big fan of the art, but the art
Sure.
is creepy. It's effective for what it's supposed to do.
Hmm.
And it's very different from anything else I've read probably ever really. And yeah, I like it a lot. I'm considering spending coins to read further.
That's
Otherwise, you get
always the
one
big
free
question
day.
on Webtoons.
Hmm.
Coins. Can you fast pass or
Hmm.
do you not fast pass?
Right. Yep. So far, I've really only been doing fast pass stuff on King of the East, which has
Okay.
still been good, but I'm waiting for it to like progress more now. Something
Sure.
needs to happen. And then I started Weak Hero and Frey as well. Frey's brand new, just came out, so
Yeah.
looks cool. I like the art style.
Hmm.
So Weak Hero I like, but it's kind of a I come into times where like I find it more often it seems in Korean media right now that bullying is a predominant like it's a big issue in things.
Okay.
So I'm wondering like if it's a, you know, if there's a larger scale problem in
Mm,
Korea with that,
sure.
because like I would just watched was watching All of Us Are Dead, and the bullying in there
Mm,
is like on another level. Like it's
sure.
very violent and it's very like illegal. Like if you were not a child, you would definitely be charged with assault. You would definitely be charged with
Damn.
sexual harassment, whatever. Like it's bad stuff. And so we kind of have that in this too, like the gangs in school and stuff. And I just don't know. I never took high school that seriously, so I do understand though that other kids grow up in situations where
Mhm.
you're gonna have to, where real bullying is a real big problem. So,
Right.
um, anyways, tangent,
Mm,
but I'm
interesting.
deciding whether I'm gonna keep going, though I like the art in that
Sure.
too. So, late on the train, but I'm watching Squid Game. So,
Yes. Get
um,
it.
this is the kind of show that immediately you start watching, and it puts this stuff we've been watching from Disney to complete shame.
Mhm.
Complete shame. Like the characters that are gray and complex that you're able to then be made to feel for and empathize
Mhm.
with
Yep.
within just 1 or 2 episodes. It's very well done. It's
Mhm.
well shot. We're through 5 episodes. It's not letting up. It's still good. So
Mhm.
yeah, um, good stuff.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Spy Family, we're an episode behind. Had more. Finally watched a documentary. What is a woman? If you're curious on that answer to that question, and
Interesting.
watched more UFC. So
Sure.
all kinds of things, and then Top Gun.
I was gonna say, come on, you're bearing the lead here.
Yeah, but we're gonna talk about that later because you've seen it before and I haven't.
Yes, I
I
am shocked to learn that you
so
haven't seen it.
yeah. So
I
first
mean,
time viewer with
yeah,
returning
with a
viewer.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
coming back to it was definitely very fun. There were definitely big moments that I remembered and big moments that I had forgotten. So,
Nice. All right. Let's start the news off
mhm,
in a sad fashion, but paying our respects to a pretty legendary actor in
mhm,
Hollywood, Ray Liotta. I think people that are fans of movies would definitely know his name. If not, would definitely recognize his face.
mhm,
He's just one of those guys that's been around a long time, and you just know him.
mhm.
So he was not very old, only 67.
Yeah,
He was filming a movie, but apparently died in his sleep. No known cause of death has been released. So
sad.
yeah. Um, have you seen much of his work? Like you say, it's just one of those people you just know. Like you just,
Yeah, he's just got like the
but
face.
mhm,
I was scrolling through a few of his movies trying to figure out like what I've seen him in. Um, I saw him in Goodfellas, which is a big one.
mhm.
I did see him in Blow.
Okay, yeah.
I weirdly have not seen Hannibal, so I have not seen him in that.
Hannah.
Um,
Oh, right.
yeah,
Yes. Yep. That's a big one.
just trying
Crazy
to figure
moments in
out.
there.
Right, I'm trying to figure out what else I've seen him in. I feel like I've just seen him in random stuff.
You've probably seen him in Ed Sheeran featuring Rudimental Bloodstream, right? Music video short.
Obviously, naturally.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
The
got a
Place
couple
Beyond the
music videos.
Pines. I've seen him there. I think that's what I can think of off the top of my head.
Mhm.
I know. So this is a movie I haven't seen, but remember him from like the trailers and stuff. Karina with Whoopi Goldberg,
Mm.
that
Okay.
90s movie.
Sure.
I remember his face from it, but I have not actually seen it. And then
Okay.
Okay, don't hate me, but I've never seen Field of Dreams.
I don't
So,
hate you at all. I don't care
okay,
about baseball. So, I
okay.
mean, I know
I
like
feel like Chris
there's
is like somewhere sensing me right now, like
I yeah. I've only seen part of it, I think. I don't know that I've watched it all the way through.
Right.
So,
Like I've seen it, but I actually haven't like sat down to watch Field of Dreams.
mhm. Ray Liotta had so many like guest appearances too. So
Yes.
like lots of one episode things. He was in Frasier. He was the
Yep.
voice in
He's
Frasier for
in
an
Just
episode.
Shoot Me. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Family Guy, like just a lot of, and
Yes.
then so doing voice work and um yeah, Goodfellas is the big one for me
Mhm.
too. So
Yep.
yeah. Well, very sad, too young.
Yes, absolutely.
So time to go back and watch some of his films if you're interested. And I always think it's weird and it's cool, but it's tragic too. I'm seeing on his list there are currently 3 movies in post production
Mhm.
and one like completed and not out or something, I think here.
Sure.
So it's always weird, like someone's gone and you're still getting new works from them.
Right.
Think we did we have that with Black Panther, one movie,
Chadwick
right?
Boseman, yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm. Yep.
So
Yeah, I think oh gosh, was Ma Rainey's Black Bottom the last movie he did, or was there one after that?
I
I
don't know.
know Ma Rainey was released after he died. I'm not sure if that was his last one or if there was one more or not. But yeah,
Okay.
that was
Mhm.
shocking and very sad.
Well, all right, on to less serious news.
Yes.
Star Wars. I will
Celebratory news, in
I will
fact.
well, I will say
Ish.
Star Wars in air quotes celebration, 2022 kind of started the week that the Kenobi series was coming out. So
Mhm.
there's just a lot of Star Wars stuff at once. We got a lot of announcements. We got things that were not Star Wars announcements that Lucasfilm announcements.
Yes. Yep.
Um did you get to check any of this out? Did you
I
get to
did.
what do you care about? What's interesting?
Yeah, I mean, I saw clips. I read some news stories about releases. Some of the things I care about, some of the things I don't. Like the Willow TV series, I kind of think is pretty cool. I was a fan of Andor, so Cassian Andor in Rogue One, so I'm cool with the series. I love Diego Luna. I think he's a strong actor, so I can't wait to see him head this up. I thought it was interesting that they were already like, cool, here's season 1, bam, we're already working on season 2, so that's like full steam ahead, I guess.
Sure.
Things I was not super excited for. I mean, okay, so I'll cap off. I was excited to also see Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen reunite and
Mm,
like just like the love that happened there. That was a fun moment. Like you could tell they had fun together. They were having fun coming back to work on the new series. So just kind of like one of those fun, just like everybody feels joy in this moment. And yeah, I'm still excited for the series. I haven't started it yet, so to me, there's all like hope and promise and fun there. Um, Things I wasn't super excited about. Indiana Jones 5 busting in. Like, I'm real skittish after the last, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
what?
I I am. I just it was awkward and sort of fun, but also really not fun. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. Like, I'm
It
just
wasn't good.
not
It wasn't good.
what?
It wasn't good.
I mean, there were fun moments,
Right, but it wasn't good.
but it wasn't good. Yeah. And like there were fun performances, but
Yeah.
on the whole,
Mhm,
like it did not gel into a good movie.
mhm,
So like
mhm.
why is Indy 5 happening? I want to like it because I love Harrison Ford, but like I don't want to feel like I have to like it just cuz I like him or
Sh
that like I should watch it because I like him. I feel like this is painful drag out of Indy.
should Indy have just become like James Bond? I mean, to me, there's two routes you could have taken. Be
Right.
James Bond, should have recasted before, just keep,
Right.
like refresh every here and there, or
Or we're
just
done.
stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they chose the worst road
Mm,
in the possibilities. Um, yeah, I sort of feel like it should have just been done, and then if we were going to reboot it, like, still farther down the line yet, maybe I could have been okay with, like, a reboot with somebody else.
okay.
I don't
Yeah.
feel like Indiana Jones is quite like the evergreen James Bond, like, we can just recast this and tell new stories. Because I feel like he's more limited in like the scope of what the character is and what he
Mhm.
studies and what he can do. Whereas like James Bond is like an MI6 agent, just sort of like can do a lot.
Mm.
Where it's not quite as plausible for Indy to like go places, be everywhere. Like he's a professor. Like there's got to be some plausibility in him. Like, hey, I got to be here this semester to teach a class. Like, you know what I mean?
Eh,
You know what I'm
it's
trying to say?
it's got
I feel
tenure.
He's got tenure. He's on sabbatical
Yeah.
again. Jesus. All there's an indie movie. All of his colleagues back at like the university just like, "Oh, I gotta teach indies class again on
Yeah,
sabbatical.
yeah.
Loser."
He's, like, texting now, he's texting pictures of him on the beach, somewhere.
Right. Holding up
Yeah.
an artifact. Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Indy 5. I just wrote it right there.
Yeah.
Um yeah, so to my mind like he's just not quite as like malleable and like, you know, um I don't know, as interchangeable as like a James Bond. So I just felt like it should have been done and then like I said, maybe a reboot down the line somewhere. But
Okay.
not
Okay.
excited. Sorry.
Yep.
Um Also like sort of got a glimpse of Skeleton Crew but didn't really like there was one photo that I saw
Right.
and that was kind of it. So I was like, "Hi, this is a thing. Jude Law's coming in now.
Mhm.
What's that
Mhm.
about?" I don't know. I feel like Star Wars series are kind of the new like celebrity vehicle series, you know?
Sure.
Just like very random celebrities popping up and happening in Star Wars series.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is for sure a bigger one and in potentially a central role because
Mhm.
some of the other ones are smaller, like known entities, but,
Right.
um, but then especially if he's the lead, I presume the lead set to star in, I don't know,
Yep.
but yeah. Hmm. Okay. Well, that's a good number of things that you're excited for.
Yeah. I am. I just sort of like glossed over some things that I wasn't particularly excited for. I mean, I know they had a couple of Mandalorian panels. I'm way behind on that, so I could not watch that. There was some like Ahsoka tied in there as well, although Rosario Dawson couldn't make it because she's still filming, I think she said. So it was
Okay.
like news, but kind of not news. I know there's some new animated series that are kind of going back and looking at like Yoda's years, Baby Ahsoka, High Republic times. It was kind of like a lot of grab bag stuff. I was just like,
Ooh,
I am very overwhelmed with like what is happening in Star Wars right now. I did not realize how much was happening and how much they were planning on doing. I'm not sure that I'm on board with all of it. So
it's
I kind of glossed
fascinating
over some things.
that none of this included any movie stuff.
Yeah, very true.
There you have
Very
the
true.
quiet, oh, let's not talk about like Rogue. No, let's see, what was it called? Rogue Squadron. Let's not talk about that
Yep.
one,
Yep.
and let's not talk about shoot, Rangers. I think it was called.
Mhm.
Um, it's like those are gone,
Yep.
and then yeah, no movies. No
No
movies, which is
movies.
interesting because I think they don't know what to do. Where do we go? And
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean, there's not really a good place to go. I mean,
lies, not true.
well, not from where they've been. They'd have to like approach this very differently. Like, Do you know what I mean? Like, the Skywalker
Yeah.
saga did not end on a good note
So move
for
on, right?
right, but
Yeah.
are they capable? Are we gonna
Seems
let
like
it
not.
go?
Seems like not. It seems like they're just gonna try to keep interlacing things into this structure of 9 films. Just keep kind of dotting
Yep,
in stuff, in the mix of it. Um, yeah, they can't break free. So, which is interestingly the thing that I think most more fans would be accepting of if you just broke free
right, if you're just
from
done.
what there was, and it was more different, than as opposed to like messing with or trampling on anything that's already been done,
Mhm.
you know. So, um, my biggest like I didn't pay too much attention. I too one thing I'll give you one thing I'm excited for, and one thing I'm like just go after yourself. Um, So Star Wars, Jedi Fallen Order is a very fun video
Yeah.
game. It's well
Mhm.
done. Great studio behind it. It has, to me, probably the most competently told Star Wars story since Rogue One,
Mhm.
um, and likable characters, quite a variety of characters, good stuff. And so they announced a sequel for that. We knew it was coming,
Yes.
but we got a
Mhm.
trailer for it now and some of that. So that's exciting to me. And then the thing that's I'm not happy with is Tales of the Jedi. I'm not happy with Tales of the Jedi because
Can you
when you
tell?
mention Tales of the Jedi to a Star Wars fan, they think of these things. So if you're watching, I'm holding up
Yes.
the graphic novel collections of a couple of Tales of the Jedi comics from Dark Horse Comics back in the
Mhm.
early to mid 90s. And this is a perfect example of a story that could be told in movie format that wouldn't have anything to do with the Skywalker saga. And they're taking this name to make their little anthology series
Mhm.
about like Count Dooku and Qui Gon and Ahsoka and different
Yeah.
things. So,
Yeah. Which, like, on a surface is an okay idea. It's just not okay to, like, borrow a title that's already in existence.
mhm,
Like, I'm not
right.
opposed to, like, the theory of this.
Yeah, no, an animated series talking about the earlier years or the training between Qui-Gon and Count Dooku or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's fine.
So,
It kinda reminds me actually of, we were talking a while back about the reaction to, Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, and we were talking about how, like, Elijah Wood was like, "Why are you calling this Lord of the Rings? It's
right.
not Lord of the
Yep.
Rings. Like,
Mhm.
this is a totally different time period, like, it's very disingenuous of you."
Right.
This is like that same thing.
Yep. Mhm. Yep. So, yeah, anyways, that's all that stuff. Star Wars Celebration. I've been very interested.
Your tone of voice, Star Wars Celebration.
I've been asking everyone that I know that's been watching Kenobi what they've
Sure.
thought of it and stuff like that. So it's been interesting. Been listening to a lot of reviews and people talk about it. So I'm
Mhm.
staying abreast of what's happening there. But
Sure.
yeah. Um well, we'll use that to lead into like we've had a lot of shows and stuff that we've been looking forward to.
Mhm.
Um, at least one of us has, or that we've watched in the past,
Right?
and a lot of them are dropping all at
Yeah.
once.
Yeah.
And generally
Welcome to
speaking,
summer.
critically, they're doing pretty well. Um, as you mentioned here, Stranger Things, Kenobi, Top Gun, The Boys,
Yeah.
um, all presently available,
Yep.
and things that we would traditionally be interested in.
Yeah, all doing well. I would say probably if we're gonna say how well things are doing, it would be from, like, I mean, pretty well to very well. It would be Kenobi, The Boys, Stranger Things, Top Gun is like, I mean, it's gotten near perfect reviews on
Yep.
a lot of different platforms. So
Hmm.
it makes me really excited to go see that because I
Yep.
just can't believe how well it's been doing. Like, I know it like the full movie had dropped earlier at I think CinemaCon, and everybody was like out of there watching it saying like, "Oh my god, this is so amazing. It's so good." And I just didn't quite believe when it was you know what I mean? It just was like
Yeah,
it's too unreal that so many people are like, "Oh, it's so good." And now that it's been out and it's still reviewing that well, it just is like astounding. And I really want to go
right.
see it. So,
Yeah, some people have said like, is Tom Cruise the last real movie star? I feel like every movie he makes almost is quality, if nothing else.
almost. And the
Almost.
mummy. The mummy.
Yes. Oh yeah, we talked about that. There were exceptions. That's right.
Yes,
We did bring
yes.
that up. Yes.
Yes, he makes
Um,
quality films, but yeah, I mean, everybody has like that one, they shoot their shot and it's like, "Oh, just
yeah.
quite didn't make it." So,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. I heard someone, I don't remember what YouTuber said this. I would like to give them credit. I just don't remember which person. Because
sure.
I hadn't thought of this. I thought it was interesting. Um, they're like, so Top Gun and Karate Kid, two franchises that no one was quote air quote franchises for Top Gun.
Oh, yeah.
No one was asking for sequels.
Yep.
No one was asking for more.
Yeah.
Yet people that were invested and passionate about the source came out and made a follow-up that are basically universally loved.
Yep.
And in both cases, a lot of people are like they're better than the original.
Mhm.
And yet they stay true to the world and the characters and all this stuff. Yet the things we sequels to, the things that are giant franchises, the things that we are waiting with bated breath for the next thing,
Mhm.
those things are piles of crap that clearly no one that cared about
Yeah.
the thing are making. And it's just like a weird
Yeah.
situation we find ourselves in where you think it all maybe would be flipped. Someone's like, hey, that thing that was a long time ago that no one was looking for a sequel to, what if we try that again? Kind of like we would
Right.
get a remake of like Gone in 60 Seconds or something like that,
Sure.
you know, taking that kind of thing. So I don't know. I thought it
Yeah.
was interesting.
Yeah, it's strange how, like you say, like sometimes there's like this like big thing that really happens and then everybody just sort of jumps on the bandwagon because they're like money. And the sequel to that thing turns out to be shit because you can see it's money. It's
Hmm.
not caring about the storyline. It's not caring about the characters. It's money. This is why we made this. And then yeah, like these like passionate people who are just like, let's hell yeah, let's revisit this. Like, there's more to
Hmm.
say here. This is, nobody's gonna expect this. We're just gonna like ninja it from the side and come in and just be amazing. Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it's such a strange world because it really shows you how like the production team behind something, like from top to bottom, can really affect the product. It's not just about
Right.
like getting the actors back or like getting, some of the same people back. It's like no, like everybody top down has to care about this. Otherwise,
Yep.
you're going to get stuff that's very uneven. Like I mean, I know we talked about it, but like The Witcher, it's very uneven
Yep.
because there's quality and then there's drop off because somebody didn't quite care enough.
Yep.
Or there's something like Stranger Things, which is now like season 4 is reviewing insanely well again. And it's
Hmm.
like clear that like they took some time, thought about it, responded to some
Feedback.
of the yeah,
Hmm.
responded to some of the feedback and they're like, "Cool, we really care about making this a better season. Let's do it."
Yep. Right. Yep. Exactly. All right. So, fun things to watch. They're available
Yep.
now. Too much to watch at once. And
More
another one,
things.
yeah, Physical season 2, we reviewed that, talked about the
Mhm.
first season, so, new one's available now.
Yeah,
Hopefully
snuck
that.
up on me how quick it was available. I
Yeah,
forgot.
mhm. We should've left no, I was gonna say we should've left a review to, like, match this, but no, it's already enough to watch
Yeah.
here to get backed up on, so. Then you have a show that is not for me, so tell everybody
Yeah.
what it's about.
No, it's actually a movie, on
Oh, okay.
Hulu. I haven't watched it yet, wasn't really planning on watching it. It's called Fire Island, um, and I wasn't really planning on watching it. It was advertised on Hulu, and I thought it was, like, kinda cute, and then, several different critics and reviews, were talking about it. They were like, "Oh, it's like the gay Pride and Prejudice." I was like, "Well, obviously, I'm gonna have to watch it now." Like,
Pride and
Victorianist English
Prejudice?
major me, like, I have to see this version of Pride and Prejudice to, like, see what I think
What's
about it.
is it a version of that, or is it just, like, reminiscent? That's, like, the kind
That
of
well, I don't
thing.
know
Okay, okay.
'cause I haven't
Alright.
watched it yet, so that's kind of what I'm planning to find out, like, how much they've stretched that. Because like, you can really some things can really be like, "Oh, it's, like, based on," and you're like, "Whoo," if I, like,
Yeah.
squinted and thought real hard about it,
Mhm.
sure, and then some things you're like, "Okay, well, I get, the references here," so
Yep.
I'm kind of excited about it.
Fire Island, very interesting name.
Fire
I wouldn't get Pride and Prejudice from that. And let me just
No, I didn't either. That's why I, like, didn't
yeah,
pay attention to it until I was like, "Oh, I see."
and, let me go on record in saying that I do not understand the appeal of Pride and Prejudice. I just don't.
Have you read it?
No, I've watched it. Well, okay, yes, it might be Alan says and zombies, Pride and Prejudice says zombies. I haven't watched
Oh, I
that.
love okay, the movie is okay. The book is really good.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
movie didn't quite live up to things, although I love Lily James. She's the titular character, um, in that particular movie. Didn't quite live up to the book, but the book is excellent.
okay,
Especially if you've read Pride and Prejudice, like, you'll get it on another level because
sure,
it's, like, a lot of fun and has fun at the original book's expense, but it's still very good.
okay. Well, if you end up watching Fire Island, let us know
Will do.
what it's about. Crimes of the Future is a movie
Mhm.
that I've been looking forward to. Looks very cool.
Mhm.
I think we talked about last week how, or maybe it was the
Yes.
week before even, that people were walking out at the film festival because it was so disturbing.
Yep.
So it's made me nervous to see this movie. Like, how
I
bad is
know.
it? You know,
I
I'm a
know.
little like, don't eat popcorn while I'm watching this. You know,
Just gonna have to sit down and watch it, like, don't have any yeah, don't drink any water,
food and
don't eat any
drink. Yeah.
popcorn, just, like,
Mhm.
"Okay, focus."
Yep.
But you'll have some time to prep still because it's only out in New York and LA right now. It's still kind of working up to its
Sure.
larger theatrical release.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
But it's
Time to
here.
steel
It's in the
myself.
US.
Let's see. Moving right along to talk more movies.
Mhm.
An award show happened, huh?
What? Completely missed it. Maybe don't schedule things over a holiday weekend? Question mark.
Question mark? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it happened. I guess I don't know if it happened Memorial Day or like this last weekend, but MTV Movie Awards happened, and
Okay.
there were some awards given out. There were some categories that were made up. Seriously, um, I read through the list of this. I was just sort of annoyed at like the very specific categories that I found coming up. I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting unique and having some like specialized fun ones. Like everybody loves like things like best kiss. Like that's not like an award for your performance really, but it's just like a fun like we
Right.
get to vote on this.
Right.
Like most frightened performance just seems like it's so specific. Like can I do best like surprised performance, best, excited performance? Like how specialized are we getting here?
Hmm.
Um What else was I oh, best unscripted fight. Just felt like, okay, we're cool. Well, we're just going with what's popular in reality TV at the moment. So we're going to create a whole new category right here.
Hmm.
I don't know. I was just sort of like over some of the very specific best musical moment. I don't even know what that means. Like, I truly
The
don't. Like,
crescendo that really struck you hard, you know, that was the
I
yeah.
mean, I don't get it. Like, I mean, is it the best song? Is it like a moment in a show or a movie that happened? Like it makes no sense to me. Like um I'm reading the nominees, and some of them are songs, some of them are original scores. I don't know. Like, what do I
That's
do with
why
that?
that's why it's just a
It's
blanket thing that include music.
musical moment, sure.
Mhm,
Alliteration, you got me.
mhm, mhm,
So, yeah, so I was sort of just like, I don't really know what's happening here. The only thing I was excited about was the fact that I had just watched Daniel Radcliffe be the villain in The Lost City, and I was like, "Cool. Way
mhm,
to win for best villain."
yep. I just you I'm so done with award things because it doesn't matter. So if it's the Academy Awards, then it's the Academy. It's a group of select people. Why do we care what you think? When
Mhm,
it's this, it's the people that
mhm.
pay attention to
People.
MTV, which yeah, right. And look, okay, best movie, Spider-Man No Way Home. Okay, yes, that makes sense when it's a popular choice award, just the
Sure.
people picking. But how many people actually saw all the movies that are nominated?
Mhm,
I bet most people that voted didn't. And same goes for all these categories.
mhm.
Like, so you're just voting on what you saw,
Right.
and I don't know. So my point
Well,
is,
like
neither way, whether it's critical or it's audience, it really doesn't matter very much. And so the
yeah.
awards are just kind of meaningless.
Well, it's like, if this is, like, the people picking, don't we already have, like, the People's Choice Awards? Can't that just be, like, enough of, like, the people choosing this kind of stuff?
Yeah, but that's well, those this is it's just because this is specifically movie and TV, this people's choice, like
People's Choice is, like,
music and
movie,
stuff.
TV, and music. Yeah, I mean, it's, like, everything, though. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they obviously don't have, like, a Best Team award like MTV also made up. But, like, why do I
Yeah.
need that? And, like, I'm
Mhm.
poking fun at this even though I love that, like, the cast from Loki won because I love that show. I dig it, but I also, like, don't feel like they need to have a best team category.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
This just feels, like, redundant and kind of weird.
Mhm.
I'm super over this in particular because I was just like, I don't even know why this is meaningful.
I feel like maybe what's more meaningful is the awards that are awards of your peers, at
Sure.
least to the recipient. Like, the people in my industry have
Mhm.
recognized me, for this. You still have to deal with then, like, well, a lot of people know each other. What kind
Yeah,
of
there's
favoritism you're going to
politicking for
have,
sure.
right? But I feel like it's the more meaningful.
Yeah,
If your fellow actors nominate you for a lifetime achievement award in acting, like that means something more than
right.
I don't know. But then again, you do these things, you know,
For your
because
fans,
yeah, like
theoretically,
you don't
the public, the
make
populace.
any money if you don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like this sort of TV award show or movie TV award show, whatever it is, plus music because musical moment, still
Hmm.
confused.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it's very redundant for like something like the People's Choice Awards. We could just like roll it all up into one, please. Thank you.
Yep. Well, big powerhouse in the movie and TV industry, obviously, is Netflix.
Hmm.
And they had their another Geeked week, huh?
Yes, yes. Today is the official kickoff of Netflix's Geeked Week. It's running through June 10th, this Friday. They started off, big and small. There were a lot of different projects we got some sneak peeks at today. We got full trailers for some new series, Wednesday Adams, Resident Evil, The Midnight Club, and The Sandman got a release date, which I believe is in August.
Okay.
Let me double check that. August 5th. Yep. So, yeah, we've got a lot of different stuff coming up. Oh, I did also miss, I'm kind of interested in this one, Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities, which is like a
Hmm.
bunch of like different props and um, things from some of his movies.
Cool.
He's got some like uh, guest directors as well from other horror films doing some episodes with him. But we don't have like much detail on that. But I'm kind of
Sure.
interested
Yeah.
because Guillermo del Toro's got a wicked, weird mind, and I kind of love everything he
Yeah.
does. So yeah. I mean, we also got a first look at Umbrella Academy season 3, which I know Chris will be excited about because he's been trying to get me into Umbrella Academy forever. He loves it.
Hmm.
We got a first look at One Piece, how the adaptation from that series is going to go. I know we're not particularly interested, but there might be people out there that could be. So there you go.
Mhm.
And then we also got the announcement that filming has officially wrapped on Shadow and Bone season 2, and they'll be coming out with a release date soon, potentially as part of Geeked Week. Don't quote me on that, but
Okay.
rumors. So
Sure. Sure. All right. Cool.
yeah,
We'll see what
lots of
more
different
happens
stuff.
there. Um, Speaking of rumors, some rumors were confirmed.
Hmm.
Long-standing rumors in this last week's PlayStation State of Play.
Hmm.
Andrea, is there anything in this lineup that has you excited? Um,
What could it be? Oh, I'm looking. I'm looking.
yeah, nothing much, right?
My goodness! Resident Evil 4, you say?
Yeah.
What a surprise!
Hmm.
Oh my god,
Well,
yeah, no, I'm obviously super stoked about this.
you're gonna have to like get some other console to play this. You're gonna
I
have to like,
know! I
what are you gonna
know.
do?
Get another console to play this is what I'll do.
'Cause
Yeah.
I
I
don't
don't I
think
don't care
this
what
is
it
coming to
takes,
last
man.
gen. Yeah.
Chris, if you're listening, I don't care what it takes. Whatever you want, we'll do it. It's
Alright.
happening. Res Evil 4. I'm that committed.
They didn't show us a lot, but
No,
it
they did
looks
not.
cool.
It
I
does look cool.
mean, they've done very well, in my opinion, for with Resident Evil 2 remake and Resident Evil 3
Mhm.
remake. So I'm hoping that trend continues into 4. I don't have much of a reason to think they won't, other
Mhm.
than, um, Resident Evil 4 is a much longer game than
Right.
2 and 3.
Right.
So there's a lot more to redo there. But this rumor of this game being in existence has been ongoing for a while, so perhaps development's been happening for a long time. And then and we still have another year to wait. Still have time.
Yes. Yes.
And they also went through this weird string of like re-editing, chopping out pieces that I think we talked about in the
Mhm.
Resident Evil 4 VR version. So I'm
Right.
hoping those edits don't make it into this and it remains more faithful,
Mhm.
but we'll see. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like you said, we obviously didn't really get a lot out of that, like, little
mhm,
sneak peek, so hard to say at this point what anything could be, but
yep.
fingers
But,
crossed.
but RE4, it's so good. I want to revisit it because I never beat the game. It is a longer one, and it's just got a really good atmosphere. It's got good villains. Um, yeah, it was
Chris
kind of
just
the
texted me, "Leon!"
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's literally what he just texted me, excessively whiny voice, "Leon!"
Oh
So,
man, yeah.
he
Poor
knows, he knows
Ashley.
what's up.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, and so next March we get that.
Yes.
Resident Evil Village is getting a
Mhm.
PSVR 2 mode, so VR mode.
That'll be cool.
I don't want anything to do with that.
I
It's
think it'll
too
be
much.
cool.
It will be cool probably, but I don't. The stuff was freaked me out enough already.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
It was very
I
scary, I loved it.
What I can imagine is all the crazy simps for Lady
Mm,
Dimitrescu. People are going to
yeah.
get this on PC and they're going to put on dirty mods and they're going to play this in
Yes.
VR. And
Yes.
so that's what's going
Yep. I wanna hear about none of that.
to happen.
I know it's gonna
Yep.
happen, but I don't wanna hear about it.
Okay.
I mean, I would probably I'd be one of those people who would be very excited to do this, like, play this in VR and then, like, totally freak myself out and never be able to, like, finish the game. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Mhm.
it would start out so cool, and I would have so much fun, and then we'd, like, get to some of, like, the houses, and I would just, like, lose my mind and
Yeah.
not be able to
Like,
finish.
when the lights go out and you got the baby thing coming
Yes,
after you and
yes,
everything,
oh my
like,
god, yes. Freaky.
and besides that, I get sick in
Yeah,
those kind of games. Like, I don't have the sea legs for it, so,
sure.
yeah. Um, a game we got to see more of, because a few months ago we had just the release trailer for it, was the Horizon, World Horizon Forbidden West VR game called, Call of the Mountain.
Mhm,
I didn't know what to expect from this, and we got more that you're playing someone else, and you are taking down machines and stuff, kind of like what you would do in a regular Horizon game, but in VR. And I'm
sure,
kind of disappointed by that. I really wanted it to be a different experience, not just, well, we'll play a different person doing kind of the same things, but in VR. It just feels like a VR mode of,
right,
and I don't know what, I haven't sat and thought about what that would be. I just was kind of hoping for something more different.
sure.
So,
I think
um,
that's a fair hope. I mean,
mhm.
you're looking for something new, not
Yeah,
just a rehash.
yep. Um, the game itself, and I have been considering jumping back into it. Horizon Forbidden West got a big update, new
Mhm.
game plus, some
Yep.
new quality of life things. I don't remember what they all were. Some new stuff for your customizations and resetting your skill tree and all that kind of thing. So improvements to performance mode, yada yada yada.
Mhm.
So I'm happy that's all there. It was already an amazing game, just get better. So Spider-Man's coming to PC.
Mhm.
Stray, been waiting for this one. Looks cool. It's like I don't know, kind of humans are gone. It seems like the world's taken
Mhm.
over by like human-like ish robots, and but you're playing a cat,
Yep.
and it's going to be included with the two higher PlayStation Plus tiers. So I'm excited. I'll have access to that.
Yeah, I
So
weirdly love this game. Like, just
yeah, it's
super
just
random
different.
concept. I love
Hmm.
it. Yeah, just
Hmm.
something different. Like you said, something different, kind of funny, kind of cute. Like, we'll see what happens.
It reminds me of that. I don't know if you saw it, the one. What's the anthology series
Love,
on
Death, and
Netflix?
Robots?
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
there's an episode where it's like
Yep.
the world's done, you got little robots and it's funny. It reminds me of that except darker and then you're a cat.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I actually thought of the exact same thing when you said that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which another show definitely need to catch up on, by the
Yeah,
way.
because
Love,
new
Death, and
season is
Robots.
out, right? I
Mhm.
think new season just dropped. Yes. Alan's saying season 3 out now. Yep.
Yep. So Stray, July 19th. The Callisto Protocol was coming sooner than I thought. This is
Mm,
December
mhm,
this year. I think there's some talent that created the original Dead Space on this, and it definitely is a Dead Space inspired kind of game.
mhm,
Probably too terrifying for me, but I love the vibe and the atmosphere and the what this game looks like it will be. So
mhm.
I'm pretty excited for it nonetheless. Even if I don't play it, I'll watch a playthrough or something like that.
Sure.
So, um, did you get to watch any of these other things at all? Or I only listed a few, a number of things that I was interested in from the event.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, you covered a lot of what I was interested in, and then I did get to see, like, the update on Street Fighter and Final Fantasy.
okay, yep. So Final Fantasy's looking pretty nuts, pretty crazy,
Mhm.
um, but cool. Ashley played 15, really liked it a lot. I think the characters look fun in this. Definitely
Yeah.
large scale battles, dragons and monsters and stuff. So thought that was good. Tunic is coming to PlayStation. That was originally an Xbox Day One Game
Mm,
Pass kind of exclusive thing. So
okay.
that's good. And then Enter Knights is game coming early next year, and I'm forgetting a little bit about this, but a looks like an action-based JRPG with romance elements. So
Oh,
if
okay.
I remember correctly, this was someone that loved the Persona games, wanted to make their own kind of thing like that.
Okay.
So that's their take on, because that's a critical element of the Persona games, which are a spin-off kind of the Shin Megami Tensei games. The
Mhm.
Shin Megami Tensei games are always a little more serious, and the persona stuff added in later, added to differentiate,
Mm.
added in relationships and dating and building up your friend connections and some of that. And
Sure,
so it looks like
sure.
this game will have that kind of thing as well, but not the turn-based elements, it seems, of persona. So
I like this descriptive title in one particular article. I don't know how to say it.
enter
Eternites
Eternites, yeah. Hmm.
is part dating sim, part hack and slash.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's great. Tells me everything I need to know. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, PlayStation State of Play. There was a lot more, but I thought overall this event was good.
Mhm.
Had a nice
Solid.
showing of things. Um,
Not too
so
long.
yeah, not too long. Absolutely. So
Well done,
um,
PlayStation.
yeah. All right. Switching gears, going in overdrive. Throttle forward. Yeah.
That was good. That was good. Well done.
Um, Top Gun, the
Mhm.
original Top Gun, starring Tom
Mhm.
Cruise. Um, I, though being a fan of Tom Cruise movies in general, had never seen this movie in its entirety,
Believe it.
like piece of it. Also, being a big fan of Val Kilmer, had not
Yeah.
seen this movie.
I can't believe
Um,
that. That's 2
mhm,
big ones right there. And,
yeah,
like, for such, like, an iconic, movie.
hmm,
Yeah.
yep. Um, and then you have seen it. Makes
Mhm.
sense. We're going to talk about it in all spoilery details. So if you want to rewind with us here, um, go back to the 80s before you jump on ahead to today with Top Gun Maverick. Stay tuned. But spoilers are abound. So,
Yes.
um, what would you say you thought about this movie originally, and
Mm.
how did you see it, all that sort of thing? And then juxtaposed with just seeing it now.
Sure, sure. So, I mean, this movie came out before I was born, so I definitely didn't go see it in a theater. It was just like a watching at home experience.
Mhm.
I think I saw it with a group of friends. I know I don't believe I saw it with like my family or anything. I think I saw it with like a group of friends. We sat down and
Okay.
were, kind of jonesing for like an action film. I think it was another one of those situations where somebody couldn't believe that I hadn't seen Top Gun. Um,
Okay.
so we sat down to watch it. And yeah, so initially I remember like, I remember the action of it. I remember Tom Cruise, like young, good looking, hot shot. And I remember the music. The music is absolutely iconic.
Sure. Yeah.
Not only Danger Zone, but also Take My Breath Away, which
Mhm.
upon rewatching, I did not realize how much those 2 songs are basically just played on repeat throughout this entire like, somebody scored this movie so cheaply, just like these 2 songs, just, over and over and over again.
Yep.
Um, Effectively, but also, like, yeah, just on my rewatch, I was like, "Oh, okay. We're gonna listen to this again. Alright, I
Yeah.
see."
Mhm. Mhm.
Um so yeah, so I remember it in kind of very vague terms. Like I just remember liking it. There was like, fun sequences, well filmed. I just didn't remember terribly much about the overall plot and like point of the story. And I remember thinking now this time, like really paying attention to what was going on and like character development, which is very simple but effective. And that's what I
Mhm.
like about this movie. Like, there's no like huge overarching plot. There's no like very complicated storyline to follow. It's just about the human experience in extreme situations and how do you deal with it. And it's like I said, it's just very effective. I really like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's well said. It really is character focused
Mhm.
because my impression of like pieces I'd seen was thinking it was kind of boring or something.
Mhm.
But having watched it now, um, I didn't feel it. I felt engaged the whole time.
Mhm.
Other than like taking being taken out of it once in a while by the song, like you say, oh, again, all right. Other
I
than
mean,
that,
I see why this movie made those 2 songs
yeah.
because you can't escape them.
Hmm.
But, like,
Hmm.
cool it, guys. There's other music out there.
So, but yeah, I thought that the character story was effective.
Mhm,
Because yeah, if you sum it up, it's like, hotshot pilot goes to special academy to try to be the top gun.
mhm.
That's it. It's all you
Right.
get.
Well,
So
I mean, yeah, if you wanted to, like, continue it a little, crisis of confidence, resolve.
yes,
And you don't
yes,
have to say how it's resolved, but, like, that's, like, the crux of it. Like, he's just on, like, this career path, but it's also, like, his whole personality and his whole, like, being, like, this is what he wants on a personal and professional level, and he suffers, like, a huge crisis of confidence when something happens, and, like, how do you deal with that?
yep,
Especially, like I said, in, like, this extreme high pressure situation.
yep.
Ah,
I
I just love it.
I will say one moment that okay, there's a couple moments that I didn't like.
Sure.
Um, One is when they're all playing on the piano. It just comes off as like that's not going to happen like this or whatever. Or they're
Yeah,
singing along. Maybe it does. I'm not there. If that is, I'm in the
right.
corner yet. Whatever. And then when he found out what happened to his father,
Yeah.
I thought could have been. It felt like it was went quick. I felt
Yeah,
like that
it
would have been a bigger
fell a little
hit.
flat. Yeah.
Hmm. So,
Yeah, so
um,
to respond to the piano moment, I totally agree with you. It was a great way to showcase Goose, though,
sure.
and his wife, who I forgot was Meg Ryan. I forgot
Yeah.
Meg Ryan was in this movie. I was like, "What are you doing here?" So that was kind of fun. And their, like, chemistry was very cute, I really thought. And then, yeah, it got, like, a little cheesy when everybody was at the piano singing. I was like, "Alright, okay, like,
Mhm.
we take it easy, everybody."
Christmas carols of the
Yeah,
yeah.
right, right. It was a little too, like, jolly times.
Mhm.
Um, and yes, I do agree with you. Um, the setup for it was really great, and then it was a moment that was, like, really quick when he learned about what happened to his dad and, like,
Mhm.
kind of his decision making while he was up there, being a fighter pilot.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, it's fun characters, good personalities, good, like, head-to-head moments, you
mhm.
know, homoerotic volleyball sequences.
Can
Uh
we it's so many years later and I'm still like, "Tom Cruise, why are you in jeans playing volleyball, boy?"
That's the look you wanna go for,
Beach
you know?
volleyball in
I would be the person
jeans.
that would do that, that kinda thing.
Oh
I was
god,
where I just, like, won't wear the most appropriate clothing
and
for
he's
the
so
situation
hot.
because I don't wanna wear sandals or something, like, it just
Sure. And I mean,
so,
I get it, he has to, like, transition quickly, like, because he goes over to,
yeah.
um, what's her name? I know, her name is Kelly McGillis. Charlie, I think she is in the movie. I
Yep.
can't remember her
Yep,
name in the
Charlie.
okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
So he's gotta go over to her house, so he's gotta look like, semi put together, but,
Yep.
it still bugs me. It still bugs me that he's wearing, like, jeans to play sand volleyball. That has to be so uncomfortable, so hot, sand everywhere.
Right. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough. It gets
Oh,
everywhere, yeah.
oh,
That's
easy, Hayden. Not like you have
Um
everything smooth. Oh, boy.
Yeah, just like Tom Cruise's body.
Oh,
So I was
yeah.
just like looking at like the people have talked about this, like maybe there's something to this Scientology. Look at Tom Cruise compared to the rest of his cast, from the
I
original.
know. I know. Okay, so yeah, detour on this for a minute because I definitely wanna talk about, like, the way the cast looks. So, I get that, like, Tom Cruise is young, and he's
Hmm.
got a young face, and
Yep.
that serves him well, but I didn't really think about this because I don't think I really felt like I remembered Kelly McGillis's character when I was watching the first time, and perhaps that was because I was young and more like, oh my god, Tom Cruise is so hot, like
Sure.
I'm just gonna pay attention to him. But I was really watching this time to like see how that all developed because I was like, I feel like I missed that. She looks so much older than him in the movie. And I think they sort of like dress her up also in like not flattering outfits that
Sure.
make her look older, like her glasses and her like shoulder sweaters, her bulky clothes, really don't do her any favors. But I remember thinking in the movie and turning to Chris and going like, boy, Tom Cruise looks like 26 and she looks like pushing 40. They really look so disparate in ages here. And then he looked it up and she was only like 5 years older than him. And I was like,
5 years.
shut your mouth. That is
Hmm.
not true. And then, yeah, now looking at them now, Tom Cruise is like barely aged and she's clearly gone through the years,
Hmm.
maturing probably normally, especially if you look at the rest of the cast, they all look a bit older.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, apparently she even made a joke about on Twitter, like, "Yeah, sorry guys, I'm too old to come back and do this Top Gun shit. Like, I can't, I just don't have it in me to like come back and get my
She
body back and like try to be young and stuff. Like, that's somebody else's territory now."
Well, Tom Cruise should have told her years ago,
Right,
"I'm planning to do
Scientology.
this." No, just, "I'm planning to make
Oh,
this
I'm planning to
sequel."
do that.
Yeah,
Plant
like,
the seed years and
yeah,
years.
you gotta be banging, ready to go, so,
Keep it tight, girl. I
yeah.
will.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So that totally stood out to me when I was watching the movie. I was just like really sort of taken out of. I mean, I know it's like a student instructor relationship, but
Yeah,
man,
right,
she
that's what I
looked
kinda
a
went with.
lot older. So I just couldn't believe that she was only 5 years older.
I mean, yeah, Tom Cruise should have been jealous. His partner's got Meg Ryan.
Yeah, yeah, she was like young hot thing there.
Yeah, yep.
But I mean, if we're gonna talk about the movie, you have to give Goose a hot wife because tragedy, man. Spoilers are up, so I can
Mhm.
say it. Oof,
For the
hit hard,
1986 movie. Spoilers, guys.
right? Right?
Yes.
Hey, you're talking to the person who was like, oh god, can I spoil Buffy for people? And that's
Right.
been how many years too. So I'm always cautious. But yeah, oh man, Chris and I were both, we both felt that moment in the movie. We're like, because we both remembered that Goose had died, but we
Mhm.
just didn't remember exactly how everything had happened, and then, we were kinda,
Yeah,
like, ramping up, and we were like, "It's the moment, it's the moment, it's coming," and then it really hit us both, like, the way that
mhm.
it happened, it was still devastating. We kind of forgot how, and then, like, in the moment, I, like, clarity remembered exactly what happened. It was
Right.
awful. Ugh.
Yeah, and that's a testament because, like, I knew Goose died too, given how
Yeah.
old this movie is, it's, like, such part of pop culture, I was aware of that as well, um, and yeah, still effective, didn't
Mhm.
matter,
Yep.
so
Yep. Yeah, it's a really good part of the movie, and it showcases, I think, both like the really great relationship between Maverick and Goose that anchors part of this film, which is clearly like they don't just love flying, they love flying together. And
right.
like
Mhm.
they're clearly family. And that's really so effective. And that's such an effective build up in the first half that it really impacts, of course, the second half after he's died. And Maverick's like, what do I do here? It's not
Yep,
even just my confidence, it's just like I lost Goose, I lost my family. Um, and I think it really makes sense for him then to like make the choices that he does. Like he does finally go back up there and like redeem himself. But he also is like, that's not for me anymore. That, like, I'm not going to go out there without Goose anymore. Like, I want to be a Top Gun instructor. And that
Yep.
feels more fitting once he's lost Goose.
Sure.
So, but
I
it's a
was
great
I
moment.
was yeah, I was really like like, "Come on, you gotta save Val Kilmer.
I know.
Go."
I know. It's so
So,
good though, because like Val Kilmer is such like a great antagonist in this movie too.
mhm.
You
But see, I
really
remember
you
him
feel him
being
in shades. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, especially when he's like sorry that Goose is gone, and then he's like, "I need you," but he's like critical of Tom Cruise. But you're like, "Yeah, you got a point though," even though you're like the asshole that I'm supposed to not like. It's
mhm.
great.
See, just my, like, seeing pieces of it and vague cultural things,
Yeah.
I remember him that way as, like, like, an antagonist, but I was surprised watching it, seeing, like, no, he's, like yes, he is a foil and a competition to Maverick, but, he really is he's a logical guy there. He's a
Mhm.
top contender. He does have points. He is not this, like, I'm here to be an asshole kind of
Right.
one note thing. He
It's not
is
one
a guy
dimensional.
and
Yep.
he feels real there. So,
Yeah. Yeah, like we were saying, yeah, like you said, he has points. Like he has points about like his own self and like the why he's the best, and he has points about like why Tom Cruise isn't.
mhm.
And they just feel
He's
like,
proven right at times.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a really great casting, and it's a really great like push pull relationship there that resolves itself pretty well again.
Yep. So Maverick now, Top Gun
Hmm.
Maverick. As you said earlier, getting great reviews, audiences and critics alike. Um, I'm most excited about this for two reasons.
Hmm.
One is because we know Tom Cruise does every stunt he possibly can
Hmm.
himself. So we're just when you watch a Tom Cruise movie, you know that he's putting himself out there at risk and that more of the stunts that you're seeing, anything possible are done practically. It's
Hmm.
about doing practical effects and practical stunts. And that creates a tension and excitement
Hmm.
that is absent in a lot of the movies that they're just all on a green screen.
Right.
You lose a lot of tension when you know that it's real, you're, like, in the helicopter or whatever is happening and stuff, that makes a difference to an audience, I
Hmm.
think. You can feel that.
I
So,
agree.
um, that and then the other one is it's the director. So Joseph, Kosinski,
Hmm.
um, if I can sum up the first movie, and other people have said this too, it really encapsulates like a feeling, like a fantasized feeling of the 80s. The movie
Hmm.
really does have a tone, the way it's often at like sunset, there's
Yes.
just and then playing the same music over and over. The movie is
Everybody's
very
always
much a
sweaty.
feeling. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
Sorry, that was the other thing I, like, really was like, "My god." I
It's
did
hot.
not remember how sweaty everybody is all the
Mhm.
time. They're so
Mhm.
tense and sweaty.
Um, and then this director, I think,
Mhm.
to me, has not missed from what I've seen.
Mhm.
So Joseph Kosinski, he did Tron Legacy, which I am a big fan of. I know some people
Sure.
are detractors. I love it. And then one of the most underrated science fiction films ever, I think, is Oblivion, which he also
Mm.
did.
Yep,
And
that's right.
that both those movies, particularly Oblivion, really sell a feeling. Like they really
Mhm.
sell a vibe. They're very atmospheric,
Mhm.
in large part thanks to their scores. So they care very much about the score, having Daft Punk for Tron Legacy and
Right.
shoot, I forgot who this composer was for Oblivion, but it's very good.
Mhm.
And then he did like a short film I sought out and watched, and then he directed the Taco Bell Balluminati like
Oh
commercial
my
with
god, fun.
I didn't know, and I love that ad.
That's
So
really funny. I didn't know that
so
either.
it's just like all hits to me, and he's coming with a new movie with Chris Pratt. I think no, not Chris Pratt, Chris Hemsworth on Netflix.
Mhm.
So yeah, the director has me very excited for this film.
Awesome.
Um,
Yeah, I'm
when are you
ready
gonna?
to see it. Like Top Gun got me in the mood. Like I'm set up. I'm all caught up on like everything that Top Gun had to offer. Like I said, it's really nice because it's a movie that you can watch and just like feel like you got it. Like there's nothing you have to remember
Hmm.
because everything is so like simple and effective that you can just like remember what happened and you're
Yep.
like set up for Top Gun Maverick.
Yep.
I'm excited.
One other little cool thing I I heard was, I guess, originally when they showed the first trailer for this or something, there was some outcry because they'd removed the Taiwan flag from the back of Maverick's jacket, and people were
Oh.
like, "Oh, so they could get it released in China," and some people were like,
Oh,
"Oh."
sure, sure, sure.
And apparently, it's they put it back in there. They reverse course on
Good.
this, and there's just people are saying that when that showed up in the movie, audiences in Taiwan were just like standing ovations. They're just
That's
excited
cool.
that they, you know, they kept that. So
Yeah, I think
yeah.
that's cool. Good for them.
Mhm. Yeah. All right. That's been our flashback, our rollback. I don't know what we were going to call this segment, a revisit,
Yeah.
whatever. Rewind, Popcast on the Rocks rewind of
Ooh,
Top Gun.
I love it.
So I hope you've all seen it and let us know if you love it or not. Are you excited for the new one? Hit us up in the comments. Otherwise, that's been Popcast on the Rocks, episode 108. You should subscribe and share and like and all that sort of thing. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter. We're in all those places. Um, Also, we're on podcast directories. So pick your favorite podcast directory of choice. Go there, subscribe, leave a review. That would be much appreciated. Um, yeah, get the word out. Let us know. Let people know. And then Killing the Flower, they wrote our theme song, and they have their music on Spotify and YouTube, and they're also present on Instagram. So go ahead and take a look out for them. Anyways, that's been Popcast on the Rocks. Andrea, thank you for joining me as always, and we'll see you next time.
Of course. Cheers, everybody.